Before proceeding, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to get notifications for our new videos. We usually keep on uploading IELTS stuff every day on this channel. So let us begin with the cue card, and it is describe an important journey that was delayed. So इस cue card में आपको बात करनी है that you plan to go to any picnic, you can say, or any tour or any trip. So you plan to go to a journey and that was delayed due to any प्रॉब्लम, यू कैन से कि आपने कहीं पर जाना था, कहीं कोई जर्नी आपने प्लान की लेकिन आपको वो जर्नी का प्लान कैंसिल करना पड़ा, उसे पोस्टपोन करना पड़ा, दैट वाज डिलेड. सो हियर इन दिस क्यू कार्ड यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट दिस. Be aware that the cue card is in past, present or future. Sometimes the student got confused that it was in past but they answered in present or something like that. But this it may decrease your IELTS speaking band score because this thing matters a lot in speaking marking. So here the cue card is in past, so we have to talk about past and always use the past forms. So here we are beginning with the band 9 model answer. My grandparents live in Delhi and both are above 70 years of age. Last year in November, my maternal uncle called my mother and gave her an unfortunate news that my grandfather had suffered a stroke and his condition was critical. After hearing this news, my father immediately booked train tickets that were available at that time. The train was scheduled to leave at 5 a.m. in the morning, but due to winter it was foggy early morning, so the train could not leave on time. Due to heavy fog and to avoid any untoward event, the departure was delayed by 1 hour. When the conditions finally got better and visibility improved, the train left the station. My mother was worried during the entire journey, and me and my father were trying to console her and tell her that everything would be all right. Although she feigned me the feeling of being calm, but we knew that deep down she was terrified because stroke is a serious ailment. Normally, the train we look travels at an average speed of 80 km per hour, but due to foggy conditions, the train could not pick up speed and moved at a much lower speed. The conditions remained like that till 10 a.m. and till that time, train traveled at a slower speed. Under normal circumstances, the train reaches its first stop at the city of Indore from our city in 2 hours, but on that day it took 4 hours to reach Indore. We know that we are going to be late, so we called my uncle about that and told him that when we enter the city of Delhi, we would call him again so that he could come and pick us up. While my father was apprising him about the delayed journey, my uncle gave us a very good news that the condition of my grandfather has stabilized and the clot which had formed in his brain due to stroke had been dissolved with medication. The prognosis of the doctor said that there was no major impact of this stroke on my grandfather, and he should be able to recover quickly and resume his daily life routine with no impairment. That news came as a huge relief for all of us, but my mother was still worried and wanted to see her father as soon as possible. Finally, we reached Delhi 5 hours late. My uncle was waiting at the station. My mother immediately hugged him and broke down in tears, and then my uncle told her not to worry because everything was all right and my grandfather was conscious now. All the reports and scans showed no serious damage to his brain and all his senses were working normally. We left straight for the hospital and my grandmother was waiting for us there. She looked tired, but the sight of her daughter brought a smile on her face. Then she told us about everything, how and when it all happened. While she was having this conversation, the doctor came and said that we could now see my grandfather. All of us immediately went to his room and were delighted to see him all right. After that, my uncle and my father talked to the doctor about future course of action. He told about the medication that were prescribed to my grandfather and the same precautions that needed to be taken. He said that they would further keep him under observation for another 24 hours, and if nothing of concern happens, they would discharge him. I still remember how anxious we all were for the next 24 hours, but fortunately, everything turned out to be fine and he was discharged. We spent another 3 days at my grandparents' home before returning back. So that was all about this sample answer. I hope you found it helpful and interesting. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.